Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And we are playing my Barbarian Shaman today, as you can see right here. And, I went ahead and took off all the buttons by doing F10, which I'll go ahead and put back on. And I'll go back with F9. I want to give you guys just a different look at the game, because there are so many different ways you can play this game. You can play it from a third person over the shoulder, first person by scrolling in with your little scroll wheel on your mouse. F9 allows you to change the angle. Let me show you guys all the different angles you can do with F9. So this is the very first angle right here. I can move it around a little bit. Basically, it's almost as if the camera is stationed 10 feet above your head, and you can turn to the right and turn to the left and look around. It does allow you to look over, large rocks and stuff like that. I might be able to zoom out. No, I can't do any zooming with that. Let's do F9 again. And this is another view right here. You can't zoom out. It basically is a very, very tight view from right behind you. You can go up and down. So I can go about this high up and this far down by holding the second mouse button. Let's do F9 again. Okay, so this one will allow me to do a 360-degree view around me. I can't zoom in though, or zoom out, so basically the only way I can get a better view is to let my camera basically hit a mountain or a tree, or make my guy walk up to one of those. I'll do F9 again. This is basically another one that will zoom out 360 degrees, but it's a little different. I can kind of move further out, or I can move further in by holding the second mouse button and either just moving closer or further away from my character. So he is centered on my screen. I can't move left or right away from him, but I can move, all the way around him, or closer or further away. Great, so he has some skeletons. Thankfully they didn't attack me, so let's do F9 again. So this is another one, but this is locked at a certain distance. I can't move closer or further away than what I'm at. Actually, I think I just did. I can't. Can I scroll out? No, it won't let me scroll out. Huh. I don't know how that one worked right there. And then it's back to the view we had. So yeah, a lot of different views you can mess around with, and you can move around in all of them. Now, the ones where it's a 360-degree angle around your character, you are going to have to compensate because you may not even be looking the direction you're trying to move, in which case you will run into the issue of, having to run towards the camera or use a different direction than what you're normally accustomed to. So I'll go ahead and take off all the buttons because there's not really anything we need to be looking at. Basically, he's hitting me, I'm hitting him, and that's the end of the story. I could try to use my heal spell at this point, but because you're so bad at it, really the only thing that it's going to do is fizzle. So you want to do that after the fights. If you can't survive the fight, chances are trying to heal yourself in the fight's not going to do you any good whatsoever at level 1. Granted, at higher levels, yes, that is the way to go. You do want to heal yourself during fights, so... great, I'm clicking on her corpse. Let me see if I can get around the skeleton, around her corpse to get the skeleton. Can I get it? Oh, come on. Was it lagging out? I think it's lagging out. So I can get some cloth gloves off of this creature. Go ahead and alt-click it. 2AC, small. Classes all. What about races? Humans, barbarians, so I can use it. I'll go ahead and right-click on it, and it will pick it up for us and equip it, which is nice. So let's look around a little bit more. I love this snow. I'm really feeling it tonight because it's just really beautiful out here, and it's kind of nice to have someplace, a little different from where we've been hunting. We've been over inside Crushbone for a long time, and then we've been over inside Unrest for a long time. What level is this? Oh, it's yellow. Guess we can leave him alone for now. He kicked our butt last time. Although we do have quite a few buffs on from just random players who are running by tossing buffs on people, so that's kind of nice. I think they're all grouped together. Let's see, what level are they? One of them's a pretty high level. So yeah, if you see people running around killing things that you're killing, send them a message. Say, hey, do you want to join? Do you want to do a group? Because you know, I'm killing the same stuff you are. In other games, you have to worry about the fact that they could be working on a quest and they're only going to be there for a short time. In this game, there's not a lot of quests, like I mentioned before. Just you know, granted the name is Everquest, but I remember playing this game for a long time, and I think I did maybe a handful of quests the entire game, and that was a lot, considering most people didn't even do that much, because there's just not a lot of quests to go around, and the ones that are here are incredibly long and complicated, and there at the time anyways, there wasn't a lot of walkthroughs for them. You know, they basically gave you the information, I need, you know, 4 of this item, and sometimes it doesn't even tell you the right name for the item. It just says, you know what, I need items off of a snow creature that I could use to make into something like a rug. And then you have to use your imagination. Well, what drops off of a snow-type creature? Which could be vast. I mean, we're in the snow, we're fighting skeletons. That can be used for a rug. Well, skeletons don't drop anything. What about like a wolf pelt or a mammoth pelt or something like that? But he didn't tell you which type. You know, and even within like wolf pelts, you have better quality wolf pelts than other pelts, and so you kind of had to figure out. Oh, there's another NPC up there, and so you kind of had to figure out, first of all, what kind of pelt, if that was even it. Was it pelts or was it something completely different? You had to figure out what pelt you wanted, or what quality of that pelt in the first place. So yeah, it really took a lot of paying attention, a lot of reading between the lines of the text. What is this guy? So he looks at me threateningly and he's yellow. So this would be a gamble. You know what? Let's go ahead and try him because we do have all these buffs on. It's probably going to be a mistake because our skill's so low, but we'll do it. Come on. Oh, wow. When he does that big hit and it sounds like your bones are crushing, that means he scored a critical hit on you. The same thing as when you hit him and it sounds like his bones are crushing. You scored a critical hit on him. It's just basically a sound effect to show you or let you know that either you're kicking some serious butt or he's kicking your butt, and you might want to think about running, or at least you know, upping your game, using some of your spells or doing something along those lines that will give you that extra little advantage, because I don't think we're going to survive this one. So let's... oh, actually, maybe. Oh, he hit me from behind. Anytime the creature hits you from behind, he's going to do some serious damage. Oh, and I forgot to remem my spells from last time we died, so I can't even heal myself. So maybe I'll get lucky and get a hit. There we go. Wow, that was pretty close. So we get a chunk of meat, which you can use to make food, or polar bear skin, which you can use to make clothing. Before we get any further, let me go ahead and mem that stuff real quick. My inner fire, which is a buff, which I'll put down here. And it takes a few seconds for that, and then my minor healing. But back to my topic, which was the items you needed for quest and how random they could possibly be. It was very difficult to figure out those quests, but a lot of people still took the effort to do it because, again, there wasn't very many quests. And when you got into the end game and you've you know, camped a room for so long and you've gotten all the items that you want to get, or all the items you're capable of getting without going into raid zones, and you really don't have anything else to do, you know, going back and doing a quest can be kind of fun, and that's why a lot of people, you know, figure these things out and put up the effort. Wow, that uses a lot of my power every time. Okay, so that guy just pulled, or is going to pull, a whole bunch of goblins. Maybe he's doing it for this group over here. He might be trying to power level them a little bit. Let me go ahead and reply back, and you do that by hitting the R button. So I'm just telling them thanks for the heads up, but yeah, you can send people a message by doing /T, or just hitting the T key in general before you hit enter, and that will pop up the /tell button, or tell tab, or basically it will say /tell space, and then it's be waiting for whatever you want to type. And what you want to do is type their full name without making any spelling errors, which can be kind of difficult in this game because a lot of the time the uppercase I looks exactly really like a lowercase L, and when people put those two together, or even worse, put the I next to like three L's, that's a nightmare trying to figure out how to spell that. And if you, like I said, if you get it wrong, you got to start over from scratch, doing the whole message again, not just their name. I mean, if you typed out a paragraph saying stop doing whatever you're doing, or thank you for helping me out, or la la la, and it's a long message, and then you get their name wrong, it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, that definitely makes you pay attention to what their name is. There's so many times on other games like Everquest 2 where I can just right-click on the NPC or the character when he runs by and say tell. I can click on his name down here in the chat box and send a tell to him. So a lot of the times I'll send out messages to people who have done things for me. That are ran by and just tossed a random heal on me or something like that, and I'll send a tell back to them and let them know thank you. And then I won't remember what their name was because I didn't really know it in the first place. I just clicked on it and said thank you. Where in this game, you really do remember it because you have to type it out. And so it's basically, like I've mentioned on many of my other videos, it does force you to really do things that help you out in the long run. Nobody wants to have to type out the guy's name, especially if you can get it wrong and the whole message is, but that makes you pay attention. And the paying attention makes you somewhat remember their name a little bit more, which means when you get into groups with them later on, they're not complete strangers. There's a little bit of connection there, and then as you group with them and actually get to know them a little bit more, there's even more connection, and before long they become friends. And that's what I kind of see missing in a lot of the other games, is if you don't force people at every step of the way, people tend to try to do their own thing because it's just easier. It's easier not to have to go out and wait to find a group to hunt with. It's easier, to be able to just log on and get to, killing by yourself if that's what you want to do. A long day, you may not want to sit there and talk to people or mess around with people, and yet in reality, sometimes that's exactly what you need. After you've had a long day and you're tired of talking to people because you're in customer service and they just been berating you all day because it's a thankless job, and all these things that could possibly be going on. Sometimes having another person to just sit there and joke around about something completely different that has nothing to do with your day's life and your day's work and stuff like that can be greatly beneficial. And I think that's one of the things about this game. I guess this is a dead end. Yeah, I think this is a dead end, guys. But that can be one of the great things about this game is the connections you make with other players. You have to think about how long this game has been around and why people are still just as fanatical about the game as they had when it first came out. Overall, the MMOs out there, I mean, there are tons and tons of MMOs, and there's even more every day. So out of all those choices, why do people keep coming back to this one? And I think the reason is not because the gameplay is awesome. It is, it's fun, and it's enjoyable, and there's a lot of aspects to it that you can delve down real deep. But that can't be the only thing bringing people back. I think the thing that brings people back, is he going to attack me? Where'd he go? I kind of want to attack him, but those goblins are coming, so I'll leave them alone. But yeah, the thing that I think, anyways, that brings people back is the connections that you make. I mean, that's one of the reasons you'll go back to a college that you have fond memories of, or you go back to a high school that you have fond memories of. It wasn't, the fact that you learned a lot of stuff there. It was the connections you made while you were there. And again, that's I think is the key to any game lasting longer than a year or so, because at any time in a game's life, there are going to be people who have done everything or been everywhere in that game, or at least everywhere that they want to go. And when you get to that point, what's left? What's keeping you playing? And again, those connections, those friendships that you have. There's people who will watch the same television show with their wife every night. And it's a tradition. That's what they do. And there's people who will, let me drink that alcohol. My alcohol tolerance has got up a little bit. Remember, you can get drunk in this game, guys. And I'm sorry to keep interrupting myself, but anytime I see anything interesting, I try to let you know. You can get drunk at this game, and when you want to drink your alcohol, it has to be in a open slot. It can't be inside of a backpack. We don't have any backpacks right now, but I will go ahead and get some eventually as soon as I can sell some of this stuff. And so if it's in a backpack, you can't drink it. If it's out here in one of these open slots, you just right-click on it, and it will let you drink it. The downside to drinking alcohol is it lowers your wisdom and your intelligence. The upside is that it raises your strength and dexterity, and then eventually your strength even more, and lowers your dexterity because you are getting drunk little bit by little bit. So if you're a warrior and you want to, and you don't really worry about your intelligence or your wisdom, you can use that to increase your ability to hit a little bit harder. Let me go ahead and put my buff back on. But it is going to lower your wisdom and your intelligence, so you're not going to be able to use as much power, or you're at least not going to have as much power in your mana pool here. Now, if you are using your power and it's never getting up all the way, then having a lower amount is not that big of a deal. It just, if you have full power or close to it, you're going to not be able to have as much because of your mana pool being lower. Offense got up to 3. There you go. And you can see, like I said, the graphics, they're nothing to to blow you away, but they're good enough that you can kind of lose yourself in it after you've been playing for a few hours. And when you look at this creature, you don't look at the imperfections, and look, oh, I could have done better, or, I've seen better, polar bears on other games. You actually literally see the polar bear. You see the snow on the ground, and it's just, you're not seeing the graphics anymore. You're seeing what it is inside your head. And so those parts of the game don't really take anything away from the game. It doesn't really add anything either. I may not even win this one. Come on, let me get him. I just need like 2 good hits on him. Come on, there. Oh, just 1 good hit for 8 points of damage. Nice. Let's see here. The same kind of meat. It's not the same kind. Let's drink this alcohol. There we go. And I don't have any room for the pelt, so I tell you what I'll do. I'll destroy this book, because you can get more, and we're not going that path anyway. So let's see. Those ice goblins are what? Yellow. I don't think we can take on a yellow just yet. At least not as far as an ice goblin goes. Let me see. Can I heal myself? If I don't fizzle too much. Let's put this back on. Oh, we fizzled too much. Insufficient mana. So if you want to wait for your power to go back up, or your mana, whichever one you want to refer to it as, it's referred to tons and tons of different names, and a gazillion different video games. So depending on which one you're familiar with, you can call it whatever you want. It's basically just that unseen skill power level that you have to wait before you can use your special abilities. In Everquest 2, they tried to answer a lot of the complaints that people had. I don't know why I'm walking so weird. But yeah, they try to answer a lot of complaints that people had about the game being too slow and not easy enough, and they went the easy route, almost like the World of Warcraft route, where anybody could possibly play the game with no skill level needed. Hold on a second. Guards of Quanos got better. Jagged Pine Tree Folk got better. Merchants of Quanos got better. Sabertooths of Blackburrow got worse. And the Silent Fist Clan got better. Which is fine for us. There's nothing negative there for you guys. So if you're wondering if you can kill these, yeah, you're more than welcome to do that for these races over here. Patch of Nulfur. We don't have any space, so we're going to run back to town real quick and sell up. But I'm not putting down Everquest 2, not by any means. I play that one. I do a Let's Play of that one daily. So it is a good game, but it did get easier, which some people love. They don't like doing corpse runs. Some people out there, and they don't like having to constantly repair their armor when they die. They don't like having to run from one location to the next. They just want to be able to click on a book or a box or cast a spell and be able to get there and do whatever they want to do. And I've played that way. It's highly enjoyable to play that way. It's just a different experience. And so they went in a different route, is what I'm saying, when they changed Everquest 1 and went to Everquest 2. They didn't basically do a port over, they just did a reboot almost. It's almost an entirely different game set in the same universe with the same characters, but everybody's been changed enough that if you played the original and then you went to Everquest 2, you would kind of understand the basis of where that character came from, but pretty much all the actions and the way they attacked you were completely different. Characters in the first game that didn't have spells at all, what to speak of, in the second one, could be, these great spellcasters, and characters in the first game that were warriors or great spellcasters, or maybe they were always merchants. Maybe it was the guy's name that always sailed the boat. And in the second one, now he sells, armor, and he's this great armor smith. And it's just like, it doesn't make any sense, because they kind of, in the second one, they say it's hundreds of years later in the future from this game, and so a lot has changed. A lot of generations, a lot of things have altered other races because they've had mixing and stuff like that. So it does make sense. It's just completely different in a similar sort of way. It's weird. It's hard to describe if you haven't actually gone and watched those. You definitely should, though, if you're interested in it. You're welcome to watch mine or somebody else's. But Everquest 2 does have its unique abilities and unique things that are very, very cool. So definitely something worth checking out if you're interested in that. So I'm back over here. Now, I probably didn't have to come back here to sell, but I'm pretty sure that if I want to find a backpack, or at least see how much they are, then I'm going to have to buy it inside town. I don't think the NPCs outside sell backpacks. Not all the NPCs inside sell backpacks, so you will have to actually look around the zone and see what you can find. And I think what I'm going to do is do that on the next video, is just kind of walk around. This won't be a introductions to the zone. I'll wait and do that later on when I'm very familiar with the zone. And I won't show you every aspect to it on the next episode. I'm just going to basically be walking around and checking out. Well, that... No! I waited all that time and it took off without me. It kept, lagging out, doing like some kind of weird... like that. It shouldn't be zapping like that. It should be a lot more smooth. I'm not sure why it's doing that tonight. See, like that right there. That's moving real nice and smooth. That's the way it's supposed to do it. I'm not sure why it's messing up, because I got a pretty good computer, and this is an older game that doesn't require anywhere near the processing power. So this doesn't even come close to phasing my computer in the slightest. I guess we can climb up this way. But you can see that entire time in the water. Oh great, now I'm underneath it. It's just trying to make it difficult on me. Here we go. Up a little more. Everything's flashing. Here we go. Oh, okay, so you can see just how slow my guy is going. And for some reason, it looks like he's actually stuck. There we go. Now can my guy move? Barely. It's not even above the water yet. Come on, move. This is so slow. This is a great way to end the video, guys. This is like the worst thing I could have done. Oh my god. He's moving. Just not very fast. Wow, this is crazy. I knew it was slow getting in the water to begin with. There has to be something wrong here, because he should not be moving that slow. I'll do the sliding technique. Here we go. So I may have to jump up out of the water, if he can even look up. No! What am I doing? Okay, guys, well, we're going to go ahead and end the video here while I try to figure out why my guy is messing up the way he's messing up. So, again, guys, if you do enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Oh, I made him out. Yes, great. Don't know what that was all about. That was freaky. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode.